Yes guys, okay, welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's video, I want to show you the exact training week that I'm following at the moment in the run-up to my Sub-60 Hyrox prep in Malaga in 11 weeks now. So just a quick rundown on who I am, who I help and what I do if you haven't seen me before. My name's Jacob Smith. I'm an online fitness coach. I have been full-time with this for the last 2 years. I run an online coaching program called Made for More, where I help men that are in their 20s and 30s with low confidence and that are overweight to completely transform their health and their fitness, to lose weight, build confidence and live a healthier and higher quality of life. If you are interested in learning more about my programs, of course, make sure to check out other videos where I give pure value in that regards. And of course, if you like short content, head to my Instagram. I post daily on there, Jacob Smith Coach. I'll put a link in the description of this video. First link, check it out and make sure to drop me a follow while you're there. Now, this video specifically, like I said, I'm going to be showing you the exact prep that I'm going to be doing in the lead up to this Sub-60 Hyrox prep. Now, for myself, I haven't got a massive background in Hyrox. If you don't know me, I lost about 30 kilo of body fat 5 years ago now. And that was all through boxing and running and a little bit of strength training, but primarily boxing. And that's where this whole journey started, right? And since then, I've just been improving myself, getting stronger, getting fitter, picking up running, boxing. As of 2025, I really focused on my boxing. But Hyrox wasn't the main goal. Like last year, 2025, I was focused on getting stronger and improving my running. But my most important thing was the boxing last year. Now, as of where we're at the moment, January 2026, I've been working with a coach now for 6 weeks. I've got Hyrox Malaga in April 18th, right? And I'm trying to get Sub-60, that's the goal. Now, for reference, the last time we did a Hyrox was in London, and that wasn't long ago. I got 1 hour 13, and I was really disappointed with that because, well, I hadn't done much training. Like, I had literally not trained for Hyrox. I hadn't touched the station until about 5 days before. But I was a bit naive. I thought, I've got better at running, I've got stronger, I'm going to do better. But you need that specificity in any sport, and Hyrox is a sport at the end of the day. And they let me down. So now I've improved that. I'm working with the coach. I'm going to show you my training week now. And this is exactly what I'm doing in the lead up to Hyrox Malaga. So let's talk Mondays. Exactly what I've just done. Mondays is a recovery day, and I might look a little bit sweaty. I've cooled down a bit now because I've been trying to figure out the camera and I can't get it to work. Same with if the audio is not as good as it normally is, you know why. I just could not get this mic to work for the life of me on this new phone. So there you go. Please look past that. But yeah, Mondays I'm typically doing just it's an easy day, right? My coach and I've always worked with this format as well, is like high day, low day. So this is a low day. This is an easy day. It's focused on recovery. One of the biggest things I've taken from this whole training block is to focus on my recovery as much as I do my training. So my recovery at the moment, everything I do on a rest day is to prepare my body as well as I can for my training day so that I can perform as well as I can and get the best return. Like my rest days, in my opinion at the moment, I'm treating them as important as my training days. I'm not just being lazy and going, I've got a day off the gym. This is a day that is important to me for my progression so that I can stay injury free and train as well as I can and get closer towards that Sub-60. And where I'm at the moment as well, I'm like, these days are absolutely crucial. These small 1%, these little times where I focus on mobility for 20 minutes, I do some stretching, I believe it all adds up. So Monday, typically 45 minutes, maybe 60 minutes on the bike, or it might be on a run as well. Depends on what my day's been like towards the back end of the week, which I'll tell you in a second. Sometimes if I'm doing higher impact work, maybe I've been doing like an AMRAP or some skill work and I've been doing a lot of running, or I've had a long run, then or maybe even say sometimes the AMRAPs might have like lunges and wall balls. It's very lower body demanding. Then what I'll do instead is we might swap it for like a bike session. That's Monday. Tuesday, and for reference, these training weeks at the moment can be up to like 18 hours a week. So yeah, a lot of work, but by the end of this video, I'm going to show you my whole prep, exactly what I'm doing, and hopefully you can take something from it, apply it into your own training and see results too. Tuesday at the moment is a double day. So it's a double day of threshold run, and that's in the morning. And then in the evening, I do a strength session. So what this can look like, because I'm only doing 2 strength sessions at the moment, right? But what this looks like is, right, the threshold work in the morning, that's my speed work. That's going to help me because typically when we're running, I'm going to be running at around my threshold pace, which for me, I'm still sort of figuring out. But when I'm in the Hyrox in 11 weeks time, I'm going to aim to run around 4 minutes per kilometre, maybe slightly under, depending on how fit I feel by the time. But I'm hoping I can be a little bit under that. But we'll see. That's what the training's for, right? I'm going to see how I get on nearer to the time. So I'm improving my ability. First of all, you're always trying to move your thresholds anyway, so that over time, like my LT1 and my LT2 are going to be faster paces than they are now. And that's through the development of the work I'm doing and all the other work I'm doing outside of that, like all the base building work as well, like the low intensity training. That's in the morning. That's getting me used to like these quicker paces. I'm getting used to this build-up of lactic acid and this feeling of muscle acidosis, which is that burning feel which I'm going to get in my legs when I'm running. But it's comfortably uncomfortable. Like, it's not a session that absolutely batters you, and I'd highly recommend including some form of threshold running into your training if you're not already, if you're someone who's trying to improve your running or you're someone who is training for Hyrox. And then my PM session, so strength work. Now, obviously I work I'm working on my business full time, right? It's me, I do all the coaching, I do all the content. So for me, it's like, I put a big focus on my work as well. I'm very passionate about that. Yes, I've got this goal, but I'm also passionate, so I can't always be optimal with my timings because my work sometimes will take priority. But I always get the sessions done, but this PM session might be at 3 PM, it might be at 7 PM, sometimes it might be at 9 PM, but I get it done regardless. Now, the strength sessions vary. Like, the coach I'm working with, Jordan, likes to add quite a lot of variety in there. Typically what we'll have is like standardized movements across each session in the strength work that I'm getting stronger at over time. So my body's got the same stimulus every single week. My body's getting stronger, I'm improving at. But a lot of what we do towards the end, maybe the AMRAPs, the EMOMs, the WODs as you call them, typically they're like varied. So I'm getting a variety of skill work in for the Hyrox. Normally I'm doing some form of, maybe I'm adding in some ski work or some rowing work, or practice with the wall balls, lunges, sleds, etc. That's typically what the last maybe 30 minutes of the session looks like. But apart from that, guys, it's standard strength stuff that I'm improving at. Like, I'm doing some work that's just normal bilateral movement, so maybe I'm doing a barbell back squat, and maybe I'm doing a dumbbell bench press, but then I've got other movements as well that I found really helpful that I didn't do a hell of a lot before. I still programmed it, but now I do it a lot more. Single leg movements, so maybe I'm doing more work that's focused on more stability, because that's something that I've neglected. So maybe I'm doing reverse lunges or split squats, different variations of single leg knee dominant movements, and also hinge movements, so maybe like a single leg RDL. I've been doing that in my training a lot as well. That's working really well. So that's Monday and Tuesday. Monday's at a low day, recovery. Tuesday's an intense day, which requires a good amount of recovery on the day. Of course, nutrition, sleep, these all need to be taken into consideration and prioritized. Wednesday's another low day. This day I normally do a double session, so I normally do 45 minutes to an hour on the bike in the morning, and then 45 minutes to an hour running in the evening. And both of these sessions, when I say easy, are like low intensity. My heart rate's probably under 140 the whole time. I've just done the bike then, I think my average heart rate was like 128, something like that. Nice and steady, flush the legs, keep a decent amount of volume in the training. So a big one that we're doing at the moment with this low intensity work, the reason being is because I want a bigger base, a bigger overall capacity for workload. So that's a priority. But Wednesday, again, it's a recovery day, it's base building, it's low intensity work. Again, it's prepping me for the next hard day, the next hard day being Thursday. Okay, Thursday. So this mixes, like, it does mix up. Say, for example, this week, actually, I'm doing a tempo run on Tuesday, right? And then this Thursday, I'm doing a threshold run instead. So typically across the week, I'm doing 2 higher intensity runs. So maybe one at threshold, one that's a tempo run. They're normally one's on a Tuesday, one's on a Thursday. And then my other runs or my other sort of cardiovascular sessions are going to be either on the bike or they're going to be running, but they're going to be low intensity work. So really I only have 2 quality sessions per week that are running, and that will be, like I said, this week specifically I'm actually doing a tempo on a Tuesday, and then on a threshold on a Thursday. But normally that can swap, but for now, this week specifically, the threshold session's on a Thursday, and this week actually I'm doing a tempo on a Tuesday, right? So the tempo work would be like, say, 10-minute warm-up, then I'm doing 15 minutes at like 420, 430 per kilometer. 3 minutes float, so nice and steady at like 5:30, repeat 3 times, and then I normally do a 10-minute cool down. I did it last week and I accumulated just under 10 mile, and then did the strength in the PM. And then on Thursday, which we're talking about now, is when I did threshold in the morning, which last week was 4 by 5 minutes at 4 minutes per kilometer, with 2 minutes rest in between, and I'm also doing 4 of them 5-minute intervals, which, like I was saying on the Tuesday session, I've got them a bit muddled up. But yeah, essentially it can change across the week, but normally I'm doing, say, 1 tempo and then I'm doing 1 threshold session, which I'm really enjoying. I'm loving it. It's making me feel fit. I feel better already. And yeah, I love programming like tempo sessions anyway for clients. Yeah, it's enjoyable. You accumulate a good amount of volume as well, but it's a comfortably uncomfortable pace. So you feel quick, but you also feel like you're going to be able to hold that for a long period of time. And then Thursday in the PM, again, more strength work. So in the evening, I'm just making sure that in that afternoon space between the morning and the evening, I'm prioritizing the recovery so that I can go into that strength session and do the best I can, right? There's nothing worse than if I'm not moving, I'm just on the laptop, I'm not doing any sort of mobility, even just go for a quick walk. I feel so stiff and immobile just going into that session. I feel terrible. So strength, again, similar to strength session A, it's just slightly a few different movements. Let's say in session A, if I'm biased in like a knee dominant bilateral movement like a squat, in session B, I'm going to do something the same way I sort of program for clients. Session A in a full body session is going to be like a squat pattern, but then in session B, it's going to be a hinge movement like a deadlift. So normally I've got this deadlift in session B, so a heavy hinge movement, and then I might have like a bit of a lighter knee dominant movement like a reverse lunge, something that's not going to be, I'm not loading it stupidly heavy, but maybe volume's relatively high. And then session A, I'm doing my squat pattern, okay? So that's the knee dominant movement in comparison to the hinge. But now I'm gonna do like a lighter unilateral hinge, which is gonna be like a single leg RDL, which has been working really well. So that's Thursday. And then Friday, again, recovery, because we're following this high-low principle. So that's, again, normally it's gonna be like 45 minutes easy on the bike. Sometimes I do boxing as well. So Friday, that'll be an easy day. That's just on the bike, 45 minutes. Sometimes it can be a run as well. And again, pure recovery. All I want to do is recover so I feel better. Saturday is skill work. So I really enjoy Saturday session because it's not crazy high. I'm normally sitting around like zone 2, zone 3. But the work there specifically is to improve my efficiency at Hyrox specific movements, get used to a little bit of compromised running. I'm typically doing my runs like 4:45, 5 minutes per kilometer pace, nothing fast at all, but it's not really slow for me. Like it's a decent pace whilst obviously accommodating all the other movements I'm doing on the ski erg, or I'm rowing, or I'm doing lunges, wall balls. So it's nice to add a little bit of compromised running, a good amount of volume, but nothing that really knackers me out, nothing that's too fatiguing. I recover well from it, and it allows me to improve at this sport, which is Hyrox. I know it sounds almost, I would have never spoke about it like that, but it is a sport and you do need to be training specific to your sport to improve. So I found that really valuable so far too. And then finally, Sunday is my long run. That's varied at the moment between 70 minutes and 90 minutes. I work for time with my clients, and the coach I'm working with works for time too. Varies between 70 and 90 minutes depending on how demanding the rest of the week is. But yeah, so far, that's my week. That's my whole training week. So just to recap, Monday, easy day on the bike. Tuesday, double session, either a tempo run and a strength session or a threshold run and a strength session. Wednesday, another easy day. That's going to be just 45 minutes on the bike. And then 45 minutes running in the evening, just purely for recovery. Then I've got Thursday, another double day. That's going to be a threshold run in the morning, and then a strength session in the evening. Friday, another easy day, focused on recovery, 45 minutes, zone 1, steady on the bike, flush the legs, focus on some mobility, foam rolling and stretching. Saturday, skill work, get better at the sport, get more efficient. And then Sunday, a long run. I need to improve my running. I'm building my overall capacity for workload. And yeah, this is all working great. So that's the exact plan that I'm using at the moment in the lead up to Hyrox Malaga in 11 weeks time. I hope you found this video helpful. Of course, everyone's at different levels. Some people will be more advanced, some people won't be. I'm not saying that this is the best plan. This is what is working for me at the moment and what I'm working with my coach on, and I'm feeling great at the moment, really am. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, make sure to like and subscribe. For daily content, head to my Instagram, first link in the description. And if you're interested in learning more about my journey, what I do, who I help, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, check out previous videos, keep an eye out on new videos coming very soon.